lot of my students that come in wanting to learn the precision aspects that I'm teaching, and they want to mimic the consistency I'm showing, the amounts of money that you see me pulling down now, what my students are pulling down. You all want to go out there and you want to start doing it. And then when you start actually doing it and you are profitable, if you really looked at your traders' results and your stats, you're not hitting 70%. You're not hitting 60. You're not hitting 50. Sometimes you're less than 50%, but you're still profitable. But you're going to do what? You're going to put blinders on. You're going to pretend that that's not really there because, hey, I'm making money. And that's what I'm talking about. Those types of things they're growing pains. Your accuracy is going to increase over time. In 2 years, when I say it's going to take you about 2 years or more for some of you to get really good at this. Does that mean you can't be profitable before that? No. But it's a nice little marketing ploy for someone that's trying to come up as a guru. There is no substitute for experience. And you have to get the experience honestly. It can't be lent. It can't be borrowed. It can't be faked. You have to really acquire it. And when you're looking at the markets and understanding the real risks that are inherent with trading and speculation, you have to be honest with yourself and give yourself time. Treat it like a PhD level education rather, because you're executing in markets that are highly manipulated in a time when the markets and the world is totally fucked up right now. It's hard. It's very hard to filter out all the bullshit and nonsense that's going on. And if you have, like, for instance, me, you have something that happens in your life that you don't see coming, comes out of left field, and it totally messes with your head, and you can't focus. You can't trade. What do you do? Are you going to plop down and just say, well, I need to feel good about whatever it is I'm going through and be distracted by it and take trades and not follow a model, not follow a plan, and then get the results that you don't want? See, you won't understand or appreciate that coming out of a 1-week workshop or a 40-day training program, looking at yin and yang fucking symbols. None of that stuff, none of that is going to help you. Being in the charts, studying it, and discovering the weaknesses that you have, and all of us have them. I still have weaknesses that I have to wrestle. I have to subdue these things. I'm angry that this took place in my personal life. I'm angry that my son hurt himself. I'm thankful that he's still with us. And I want to go out here today and literally make $100,000 and shove it up the ass of everybody that fucking has anything to say about me. But I know that that's my anger. And I'm going to see things that I want to see. And you won't understand that in your first few months. You won't understand that about yourself in the first year. But you're sure as hell going to know about it in your second year, because you'll have a baseline to look back and say, hey, look at this. This is what I did because I journaled this, and this is what I was feeling at the time. This is what was going on in my personal life. These were my fears and my concerns, and this was my goals for that time, and I didn't hit it, and I didn't feel good about it, and it made me reckless. It made me impulsive. So fuck all these gurus bullshit, okay, talking about how, it takes too long to learn ICT. Go fuck yourself. If you don't want to learn how to do this, go play games with somebody else. Go play games with someone else. Okay? Because you're still going to wreck your fucking ass doing whatever it is that they're trying to have you do. You can get lucky, folks. There's people that get lucky all the time, and they have to reset their fucking combines. They get an account and they blow it. The numbers aren't matching. It ain't the same account. They're playing in market replay. They're playing in demo. They're calling it live. It ain't. You're not seeing executions. They're pointing out a chart. They're laying over the long position or the short position thing on TradingView. That's not trades. And they're going to give you advice. They're going to tell you. These people are not millionaires. These people are not making real money. But you're going to allow them to influence you and tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tickle your ears and tell you, don't waste your time with that stuff. You can learn how to do this quicker. You know what? Quicker kills. Quicker kills. You cannot speed up proper education. You cannot speed up excellence. You cannot speed it up. It's going to come at the pace that you need and you require for yourself. And if you don't see that now, you will once you go through it. And you're going to see, looking back, how you made it harder for yourself by trying to go faster through it, because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to go through growing pains. Some of you want to over leverage that because you want that whole career. You want that winner's circle feeling, that moment of, yes, I'm killing it. I made it. Everybody's going to respect me. I'm going to put this on social media. I'm going to be established. You're putting all that, you're funneling all that emotion, that psychological impact that you want to have on yourself. And you're lying to yourself saying, it's the outside people, the people who are going to see me. They need to see this. No, you do. And if you feel that, you're not ready. You're not ready. You will absolutely blow your accounts. You will absolutely cause serious drawdown because you're trading for all the wrong reasons. You're not going to discover that in a 1 week boot camp. You're not going to find that in a 40-day algo box bullshit. You're not going to find that in any other thing that tries to go quick, fast paced. You're not going to get it like that. I got lucky for 9 months. 9 months, folks. It's real easy to believe your shit don't stink after that. And then suddenly the market does what the market will do. Humbles you. And it became a revenge plot. I tried everything to make what I was trying to use prior to work, and it wouldn't. And then I discovered how the markets really work. And then I discovered how I mess it up. I knew how the markets worked at some stage beyond what everybody else understands as retail. All this pursuit to try to make money, all these influencers are going to be coming at you harder when things get harder. When it's harder to get a dime out of their jobs, out of their sales, they're going to come at you at every angle. But where's their breadwinners? Where's their ponies? Where's the thoroughbreds in their fold that's coming out there and saying, here's what we're doing with their stuff? It's not happening. It's not happening. It's crickets. $500 payouts, $2,000 payouts, and then you don't ever hear them again. They just fade away. And that's why I preach to all of you. It's wonderful. It's wonderful for you to get that funded account combine passed and you get that little certificate and it feels great. That's a report card. That's great. You didn't do shit yet. Don't forget that. You didn't do shit yet. You just got to the dance. You just showed up. Now you got to walk and do everything and have the tug of war inside. Oh no, what if my trade doesn't pan out? Is it going to go to my stop if you even placed one? And how it feels when you're just right before your limit order is going to get filled and it goes up there and touches, and just the spread between the bid and the ask won't let it fill. And it backs off 6 or 7 handles. Are you going to freak out and abandon the trade and kill it there? Or are you going to say, you know what, I'm going to stick with it. Even if it comes back against me, I'm okay, because everything's not riding on this one trade. You can't learn that in 40 days about yourself. You cannot learn that in a 1 week boot camp bullshit. You have to have months of it, journaling it and discovering who you are. I swear to you, if there was a faster way of doing it, I would have already put it out there. I already would have done it. There is no other way that to learn all this stuff. If you want to learn, what it is I'm providing and producing, you don't need to know everything. Okay, and that sounds like I'm hiding something. Like I'm not trying to give you that little edge. I saw somebody talk about how ICT doesn't teach market structure. Are you out of your fucking mind? Even the stuff that people are talking about market structure right now, that's not even market structure. Nobody, and I'm telling you, Dave, this is including you, brother. There ain't a motherfucker out there that's teaching market structure that I'm teaching. Okay, there's institutional market structure that I'm giving you small little pieces of, small little like puzzle pieces, but you have to look at them compartmentalized to understand what it is you should be looking. It's not higher, high, higher, low, and then a break of structure. That don't mean shit. Many times that's just a run on stops and it continues. And for the folks that ask questions about that, how do you know it's not a shift in market structure or running on stops? Market structure, narrative, both have to be in agreement. You're going to learn that in a week? You're going to learn that in 40 days? Fuck no, you're not. Okay? You need to see time and price over a large sample size, minimum 6 months. Minimum. Why 6 months, Michael? What's the thing? Because you're going to see at least one of the spring or fall seasonal tendencies. Think about it. You're going to see it. When you try to do this for a living, hopefully you won't be caught up in the pursuit of trying to get rich too fast. Because look at whatever it is that you make at your job. I know it's not enough. Even for the folks that are like surgeons in my mentorship that do very, very well. They can say they're happy with what they earn, but if they could make more, they would be very pleased to do it. So enough is never enough when it comes to earning potential. But when you're learning, when you're trying to find consistency, when you're trying to find your way through this for profitability, you got to determine a low threshold for enough. Like you have to find that for yourself and be content with that, and then stretch gently outside that boundary for the next objective that you're going to strive for. Because you don't know where that threshold is that's going to cause you to snap and you break away from rules. And there's that little sweet spot that you have to discover for yourself. Nobody has ever talked about it. Mark Douglas ain't said shit about it. No disrespect to the man. I know his book is referred to as Trader Psychology Bible. A lot of good points in it. But there's a point at which where when you go through your approach to trading, whatever that model is, whatever that thing it is that you're using to get the buy and sell signals that's generating in your screens that tells you to do something, whether it's manually decided discretionary trading or if it's automated and it's generated by some kind of a EA or an algorithm that spits out something that tells you to do this or do that. Whatever it is that you're doing, when you're applying real risk to it, you got money behind it, when that happens, your focus is going to be drawn to the results of the trade. And that transition from when you're trading with no money and you're just tape reading, you're just watching, reading price, then you're demo trading, or maybe I should say it this way, paper trading. Before you get to that stage, you want to be doing like mock backup and look at the old data, like a market replay type thing. I'm not a big fan of it. I just, I have to be very careful how I say it because I know it's helped a lot of my students and they found profitability after doing exercises with those things. So in recent months, I've applied it as a step, but it's never really been a step, in my teachings. And I've had profitable students, without the necessary requirement of using market replay. But truth be told, if I had the access to that when I was coming up, I would have worn it out. Like I would have used it a lot. And I believe it would have helped me. But, I'm an old dog. It's hard to learn, new tricks. I have a way, okay? And my way, I think, is superior to everybody else's. And that's the part that pisses people off. And I get it. But it'll go away in November. But you have to find that sweet spot in your execution with real money. Where do you separate yourself from following the rules of the model? Like where does that happen? What do I mean by that? Let's just, for sake of discussion here, let's just say that Brian, there is no Brian, it's just some proverbial imaginary person I'm using for the case study here, just like Carl. There is no Carl, but you all know him at work. Brian sets out to learn how to do ICT type trading. He watches videos. He really watches the videos. He doesn't just skim through them. He doesn't fall asleep. He doesn't use them as lullabies. He's going through and he's taking notes, copious amounts of notes. And then once he takes the notes, he's referring to those notes and thinking to himself, how does this apply to me? What would I do with this information? How would I really use this information? Would I be really adhering to this idea, or would I be undisciplined and ignore it? Would I be organized to have my chart set up to anticipate something happening within a 60-minute window? Would I be likely to abandon this approach or model, whatever it is that you're trying to trade with? Because I have lots of ways of using the PD arrays. Would you quickly abandon one of them to go for another one because you've watched another student? So this is what I did. And you want to do that, not knowing that what you're trying to learn can produce the same types of results too. It's just the money management aspect. That part is hard for some of you. And in fact, if I was honest, I think it's hard for most of you, because you want to get to the doing, the making of the money, being part of that crowd. That crowd that has consistent, profitable traders that reside in it, whether it be my community or another, they earned it. They earned that. It's not flash in a pan. It's not over leverage, get through a combine, get funded, get lucky after losing several dozens of funded accounts and just resetting and then finally getting one. And then that's the one you're going to show online. I have students that do that. I'm not going to point them out, but they've done that. And they didn't say they lost beforehand. I wish they would have done that. That's actually more encouraging. Not just here's the receipts. Your stuff works, ICT. I already know it works. I don't need the confirmation. Other people don't need. They see it. Regardless of how many times somebody blows their combine trying to get to it. If they were honest, they'll tell you when they blew the combine or they blew their live account, funded account, let's call it that, they deviated from their model and they went rogue. They went reckless. They started doing stuff that was outside of what they should have been doing. But to say that out loud online or communicate that to me publicly, I mean, they'll say it to me in a private message in TradingView. They'll send it to me in an email that I probably won't get to forever. But they won't do it openly because they know they'll be ridiculed. And that makes this business hard, really hard, because you're trying to make it about image. You're trying to make it about money earned before you're ready to. If I was a shyster, if I was a con artist, I would have laced this stuff to make it sound like it's get rich quick. And I could have sat in here and told you, okay, it's going to go up from here and we're going to buy it here and we're going to sell it here. We're going to take our partials here. Here's where our stop is. Roll your stop here. I could do that. And a large portion of you would all think that you were good traders flexing online. Yeah. You ain't like us. Our ICT, baby, we're representing. Throwing your gang signs up. Because you would be living vicariously as a trader through what I'm providing. As a 20-year-old, that was exactly what I intended to do. Because team mentality is very, very strong when it comes to competition type things. Look at sports. I don't like sports. I don't like baseball. I don't like football. I wear a Yankee cap once in a while. I'm not a Yankee fan. I couldn't tell you one player's name on the Yankee team. For $1 billion, I couldn't tell you. I just think it's an all-American type thing, and I like the logo. But the team mentality, when you're marketing something, real strong, real strong. And I know that that is useful from a marketing standpoint. And you have fallen victim to other people that have done that, throwing materialistic things, cars and whatnot, to try to get your attention. And when I teach and when I talked about things, I've never ran ads. I just said, my shit's better than everything else. Come prove otherwise. And nobody has. And word of mouth, it's spread. You, in your pursuits of trading, would have been caught up in that if I just would have said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to trade this. As much as you would all love me more for doing so, all I would be doing is holding you back. I have students out there that are getting ready to cross over the $1 million net profit threshold only from YouTube. Let me say that again. I have students that are about to cross over $1 million fucking dollars in net profits. Not fucking market replay, not demo dollars, not combine money, real fucking money. Where's the $1 million fucking students everywhere else? I told you, folks. I fucking told you. If you listened, you follow the rules, and you learn about yourself, discover what it is that's going to cause you to go off the rails. And then you fight really hard to not do that. Everything that you're looking to do will come to you in its perfect timing.